we've heard some rumblings. We've heard things. Oh, Tom Brady wants to spend more time with his family. He's not sure if he's going to come back. We had a report Saturday night that I talked about, Friday night that I talked about from Jason La Canfora, saying several members of Tom Brady's, inner circle have said that he is retiring. And then the bomb was this one. Adam Schefter tweeting this out. Tom Brady is retiring from football after 22 extraordinary seasons. Multiple sources tell Jeff Darlington and me. More coming on ESPN. And as soon as this happened, it went crazy on social media. Like immediately, Tom Brady, TB12, the GOAT, everything started trending in a crazy way. His own teammates started tweeting out, congrats, bro. What an incredible career. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin both tweeted stuff like that out.
Richard Sherman did it.
Matt Castle.
Exactly. Yeah. And then over the next hour, we got a whirlwind of different reports. We heard that maybe that's a little bit too fast. Tom Brady's father came out and said, this is fake news. My son's not retiring. Some online website got it and ran with it, blah, blah, blah. Then we hear word that, in fact, Tom Brady called the Buccaneers himself and said, I have not made any decisions about retiring. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm not close to making a decision. Bruce Arians came out and said Tom hasn't made a decision. So now we're in this limbo state where we had about 2 straight hours of people thanking Tom Brady for his career, praising him, labeling him the GOAT, putting together tribute videos. But now it is very much in limbo. Jeremy, what's your take on this entire thing?
Obviously, as the number one Brady fan and apologist and bandwagoner, I hate that the idea that he may retire is a reality, but I do think it is a reality. I do think that it's a reality that he has probably expressed this in his inner circle that he's leaning heavily towards retiring, and he probably has planned on it. But the way this is all played out, and the fact that his dad, who Tom's even talked about in the past, like sometimes my dad needs to be quiet. He's made comments in the past about things, and Tom's like, dude, chill. But now his dad's come out and said, no, he is not retiring. He's nothing like that. And then Brady actively calls the Buccaneers. I think it's a realistic possibility that Tom Brady will use this as motivation to return for one season, even though he's already probably decided that he was leaning heavily towards retirement. I don't think he actually made the final decision to retire, but I do think that people in his inner circle, which I'm sure he's furious about the fact that it leaked out, I'm sure he has expressed that, yeah, I'm like 90% there, that I'm probably going to hang it up, just trying to figure it out. Plus, he's got this whole big production, film that he's doing or whatever of his career, that probably wanted to put finishing touches on it. But I think it's a realistic possibility that this guy that has been driven his entire career after being a 6th-round draft pick, after listening to all the people, if you, again, go to Michael Jordan's retirement speech or his Hall of Fame speech, you know what I mean? Like, Michael Jordan took every single piece of motivation and used that to take himself to the next level. What's a guy who has 7 championships and holds every record in the NFL for passing? What does a guy like that need? Exactly what happened yesterday. That's exactly what he needs. Yeah. And I'm sure like most people don't get to, and again, it's not death, but it is retirement, but most people don't get to see your funeral, and then actually go, what can I do to actually top that off? This guy actually saw his retirement before he made a decision. He saw the explosion on social media and he's like, you know what? I don't like that Matt Stafford's the guy that knocked me out. I don't like that Cooper Kupp is that guy. I want to go out like John Elway. I want to go out like Peyton Manning. So I think it's a realistic possibility that he uses this as motivation to come back. Although I don't think that that's 100% either. So we'll see.
I mean, do you think that that Tom Brady now is the new Brett Favre? Because remember, Brett Favre was done. And remember, his teammates got on a plane to Mississippi and got him on the plane to bring him back. I don't know if it's going to be that extreme, but something is telling me. I felt weird making that video that I made yesterday when I said it was official because of everything around what was going on. No official word from Brady himself. I actually checked his Instagram. I checked his Twitter. Nothing directly from him. Even the TB12 Sports tweet was kind of vague, but maybe he will retire. I'm not sure, but something felt a little bit off. But Adam Schefter put out that tweet, and then it was breaking news on ESPN. I was thinking, okay, maybe this is the real deal. I should have said in that video, I didn't feel truly 100% sure he would go out. And then an hour later, his father comes out, said, no, ESPN, fake news, don't believe it. Tom Brady's agent comes out, said it'll be from Tom Brady himself. And Tom Brady hasn't posted anything on social media. But another thing that led me to believe that he probably has not made that decision yet is when he did his podcast, he said he was going to take time with his family to make decide. And that was like, what, three days ago or so?
Yeah, like a week, maybe, something like that.
I was like,
dude, this guy's 2 weeks.
Doesn't feel right.
This guy's 2 weeks removed from bringing his team back from 27-3.
Yeah,
and a Cooper Cup freak play from probably playing this weekend.
Yeah,
and leading the league in passing yards and touchdowns. It's crazy to think that he would retire.
He's a week removed from it. It's not 2 weeks. Like,
that's right. We're a week removed.
Yeah,
that's how much
he just lost a week ago.
So so we're a week removed from all of this. You know what I mean? Like, this is insane. And I think I heard Wilbon talking about this, but it's just like, how quickly? Like, a guy that has done this much for this long, playing at this level, flirted around with the idea of playing beyond 45. For him to come to that decision this quickly, it doesn't seem right. Something seems up with this.
I'm calling it. He's coming back next year. So he is going to do it. He probably watched Rafa Nadal today, who was left for dead, come back and win the Australian Open, age 35, which is ancient in tennis years.
We are watching. I'm watching ESPN right now, and they are 100% standing by the Tom
I know
Brady
they have not changed anything.
They have not moved. They have not budged. I mean, I guess you could look at the language you're using and it's saying like plans to retire, or they're saying Tom Brady plans to retire after 22 seasons. That yesterday it was that he has retired. So now they've shifted a tad on that, but they're not really budging.
I will disagree. I actually think that they reported it the entire time. They reported it the entire time like this. This was the first report from Adam Schefter. Let's see. Tom Brady is retiring from football. Multiple sources tell Jeff Darlington and me. Not Tom Brady has said. Multiple sources.
But it's saying Tom Brady is retiring. It's like now they're saying Tom Brady plans to retire. So it's a slight shift.
Well, if you go to ESPN, it says Tom Brady retiring after 22 seasons, 7 Super Bowl wins. They're still running with it like that. They're not saying sources.
And that's why I think that Tom Brady is ready to retire. I think that when you look at all the statements he's made in the past week, even after the game itself, during his podcast, I think the sources are real. And his longtime assistant is now looking for other work.
Yeah.
That's part of this as well. So I think he's ready to retire. I don't think he's willing to let someone like Adam Schefter or any other reporters scoop this and be the ones. He wants to do it on his terms in the same way that he's done everything in his career. Keep in mind that Adam Schefter is the same man who told everyone Andrew Luck was retiring while Andrew Luck was still on the field during a Colts preseason game. And he ended up getting booed by the Colts fans as he was walking off the field when Adam Schefter leaked that news. You know what I mean? Now, it's all part of the game. If Adam Schefter gets something, he's going to run with it. That's how it is. But I do wonder if this will make, like Jeremy said, if this will make Tom Brady consider, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to go out like this with everybody talking about it like this. I want to go out my way. I would think I was ready to retire, but I might come back. I don't think that Tom Brady's worried about himself. I don't think he's fallen off a cliff. I think Tom Brady's in better physical condition right now than he's ever been in his life. Look at the way he escaped some of the pass rushes that he was able to actually evade.
Yeah.
He looks more nimble now than he did when he was 22 years old.
I was just about to bring that up, man. 23-year-old Tom Brady would be sat. 44-year-old Tom Brady, it's just mind-boggling. He probably could escape it.
Yeah, I think that Tom Brady, it's not about him. I think it's about the team. I think he realizes that this team they got it back together for one more run, this season, but they're old, they're aging, and that hurt them. They had a lot of injuries. That defense wasn't like, they did not have that same defense that was starting until
on defense.
Yeah, until like the first game of the playoffs, the first time they all played together. So yeah. I think he's really worried about the structure of that team moving forward, and that's why he's ready to retire, because he doesn't think they're going to be at the top of their game.
I do think there's a realistic possibility that Brady's like, no, not now. Like I do. I think Ryan's 100% right. I think Brady 100% has decided that, but the way this is all played out, for him to call the Buccaneers and Bruce Arians and say like, nope, nothing's been decided, yada yada. Now it's like, now he's gonna go, you know what? No, this isn't happening. I'm not gonna let. And I love the 28-3 Adam Schefter, Tom Brady memes that are out there. Have you guys seen those?
What if this happens? What if this happens? We know that Tom Brady has an ego.
Look.
I think there's a lot of reasons for Brady to come back for one more year, including just being 45. I think the number, like being 45 years old. He said
45. He's been clear about that.
I agree. And I think that's it's not a round number, but it is I feel like it's a meaningful number to play at 45 years old. So we might see that.
What if this happens right here? Let's say, because you know the media, they love them some Patrick Mahomes, man. Your Shannon Sharps, your Nick Wrights. What if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes is the Super Bowl MVP? He's getting all this praise, and Brady's like, wait a minute, I'm the GOAT. I am the GOAT. I'm going to come back next year and shut up the Patrick Mahomes lovers once again, because we already did that in the Super Bowl last year. That's a possibility too, man. Tom Brady doesn't like being disrespected. His actions have shown that throughout his career. Remember all the Tebow hype when Tebow was in Denver. What happened in that first half in the playoffs? Tom Brady was throwing touchdown pass after touchdown pass after touchdown pass. I believe he threw 5 or 6 in the first half, something like that, something crazy. Anthony Smith talking all that trash from the Steelers. He throws a touchdown pass on him. Tom Brady runs down the field and gets in his face. So he could be motivated if Patrick Mahomes ends up winning the Super Bowl.
This is crazy, man. This was probably my favorite one right here. This is my favorite one that I saw from yesterday right here.
That's pretty good.
I saw that one.
And I think that it's also important to note that this didn't really even start with ESPN and Adam Schefter. I made a video Friday night because Jason LaCanfora, who is definitely less reliable in terms of accuracy than Adam Schefter, but Friday afternoon, evening, somewhere around there, he came out with a report that multiple sources from Tom Brady's inside circle are reporting that he's retiring. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it was just Adam Schefter or something, or just ESPN.
Yeah, it was kind of all over the place.
It was kind of swirling around for 12, 18 hours before Adam Schefter talked about it. So I think that those sources are legitimate. I'm going to say that right now. I feel like those sources are legitimate. This is what we got from earlier today. John sent me this report. Tom Brady has strong financial incentive to delay his retirement announcement. There may be a perfectly good reason why he hasn't announced he's retiring, because the payoff could be substantial. According to SpotTrack, the 1-year extension Tom Brady signed with Tampa last March includes a $20 million signing bonus, with $15 million of it to be paid on February 4th. If that's the case, it sheds important new light on the comments from Brady's agent. He knows the realities of the football business and planning calendar as well as anyone, so that should be soon. So I don't think that Tom Brady would do that. Personally, I don't. If he didn't intend to play, I don't think he's going to wait a couple of weeks to announce that to get $15 million of payment for a season that he will not play. I just don't think it's.
He's a better man than me.
Yeah,
he doesn't need it for one.
He doesn't need it.
And I just think that that's not the way Tom Brady is going to retire, is by holding off an announcement for 2 weeks to get a payday and then retire. There's no way he goes out like that.
Good business move for him, but it's out of his
Now this is a guy. This is a
personality.
guy that's taken pay cuts for the entirety
Yeah.
of his career. And again, I understand people have bought into this narrative. Tom Brady was taking pay cuts before he met Giselle.
Mhm.
Okay, this was something he was doing before he met Giselle, so it has nothing to do with the supermodel wife. And so there's no way this is his play. That's legacy affecting stuff.
That's the
You know what I
last
mean?
taste people have in their mouths.
Yeah.
What is his dead cap hit if he does retire for next season? Do we know?
No idea. Haven't looked at
it. Not sure.
But I do think we're gonna get an announcement. After the Super Bowl is over, potentially. Like that's the latest I think we'll hear because, like, if he gets paid, I don't know. Because the Buccaneers need to know what to do for next year. They need to know if they're going full rebuild with this team. They need to know if they need to get a quarterback. They need to know all these things. But will it turn out to be true? Will Tom Brady follow through with it? Will he change his mind after everything that's happened? I don't know. All I know is the same thing I've said in every single one of the videos. The only way we'll know for sure is when Tom Brady tells us himself.